All right, we really got to get going. And I want to say something. I love doing this job. I think that comes across. That and a few other things. I love doing this job because mainly I get to talk to so many fascinating people. Entertainers, athletes, politicians. The problem is they're never here long enough for me to really get to know them. Do you know what I mean? They always do their interview and then they leave right away. And I just always want to find out more about these celebrities. So recently I did something, this may seem a little odd, but I mailed out a questionnaire to America's biggest stars. And a surprising number of famous people responded to my little quiz. They wrote me back. We're going to show you their answers tonight in a new segment we call Celebrity Survey. See their mouths moving? That's expensive. Here's how the survey works. We asked 3 celebrities to complete a phrase, all right, to find out more about them. Our first phrase was, I don't know how I lived before I got my... I don't know how I lived before I got my... Diane Sawyer wrote TiVo. John Stamos wrote iPod. Kevin Federline wrote wife's income. That's him thinking as hard as he possibly can. Here's the next one. If you ask me, last week's G8 summit was, German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder wrote, proof that we can work together. Canadian Prime Minister Paul Martin wrote, an important step in the fight against poverty. President Bush wrote, a delicious blend of 8 vegetable juices. I'm amazed those 3 guys wrote me back. My most embarrassing moment was, Gwyneth Paltrow wrote, when I tripped on stage at the Oscars. Anthony Hopkins wrote, when I gave a speech with my fly down. Tom Cruise wrote, do the last 3 months count as a moment? I can tell I'm getting older because Al Franken wrote, I'm starting to become forgetful. Will Ferrell wrote, I'm starting to get wrinkles. Sting wrote, I'm starting to enjoy my own music. If I'm having dinner, a lot of laughs, a few boos in there, but for us, that's pretty good. Right. If I'm having dinner at a restaurant and someone asks me for an autograph, Tom Selleck said, politely decline. Alan Alda wrote, politely explain that now isn't a good time. Kirstie Alley wrote, politely warn them they're entering my eat zone. The nicest thing a woman ever said to me was... Pierce Brosnan said, you're the best lover I've ever had. Alec Baldwin wrote, you're the best lover I've ever had. Max Weinberg wrote, relax toots, I've seen smaller. How could you say that, La Bamba? Behind my back, people often say, Julianne Moore says she's too pale. Tom Hanks, he can't really be that nice. Courtney Love wrote, how did she get puke on her back? Nah. She's crazy. The best pickup line I've ever used is, Quentin Tarantino wrote, you'd be great for a part in my movie. Kelsey Grammer wrote, you look just like my high school sweetheart. Scott Baio wrote, hi, I'm not Scott Baio. I've done well with that line. Every Sunday, Mel Gibson wrote, get down on my knees and pray. Martha Stewart wrote, get down on my knees and do some gardening. Clay Aiken wrote, give my knees a much-needed rest. Before I changed my name, my birth name was, Sally Field wrote, Sally Mahoney. Larry King wrote, Larry Ziegler. Geraldo Rivera wrote, Douchebag Jones. And finally, thank you, sir. And finally, in my bedroom there is, Drew Barrymore wrote, no television. Terry Hatcher wrote, no mirrors. Paris Hilton wrote, no cutting in line. And I thought, that's pretty good.
Come on, Trebet. I know how to get back. Let's go. Trebet!
Hey, Walker! The judge was just the first one! Because I'm saving you for the last!
Who's that?
Just go catch him. He's like 8 feet away. I've never seen a Mad Bomber do that before. Ha ha! Blew that up. Try and catch me. All right, everybody, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, Scarlett Johansson's here. Stick around with me.